Throughout the course of history, there have been many shipwrecks, but the one that is most remembered has to be the Titanic. The story of the unsinkable ship sinking to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean in the early morning hours of April 15th, 1912, taking with her over 1,500 lives. Titanic would not be seen by human eyes again until the year 1985, when her wreck was discovered in the North Atlantic Ocean, 2.5 miles down. Between her discovery in the 80s and the mid 2000s, a lot of artifacts were brought to the surface. The Titanic broke in two, the bow and stern separated. About 1,970 feet apart, there was a huge debris field of anything and everything laying on the ocean floor that hasn't disintegrated or been eaten away by bacteria or sea life. It is in this debris field that the artifacts were found and brought to the surface. There have been many stories on Titanic, especially here on YouTube. With the artifacts recovered from the ocean floor, exhibits would be created around the country. One of them is the Luxor in Las Vegas, Nevada. Since the exhibit opened up in the year 2008, it has become one of the most visited exhibits and attractions in Las Vegas. And many people visit every year to see the artifacts that have been brought up from the ocean floor. Many people also claim to have experiences in the exhibit. All these artifacts were on Titanic the night she sank. Some of them are personal, such as people's luggage, shoes, very personal items that have been found in the debris field. And some people believe that's why there are spirits attached to these items. Shortly after the exhibit opened, weird things happened, spooky things that could not be explained. It felt as if a presence was trying to make itself known. Many people that worked the exhibits claimed. One thing in the exhibit is a picture of Bruce Ismay, the chairman and managing director of the White Star Line, the company that built and owned the Titanic. Ismay was on the Titanic that night, and he actually snuck onto a lifeboat shortly before the Titanic sunk, and he survived the incident. Well, that picture hangs on the wall. And one morning, before the exhibit opened, that picture was found on the floor. Staff reviewed the security video, and it showed a clear view of the room that the picture was in, and no one was in it. The picture just slowly slid down the wall, just before hitting the floor. It turned on its side, then slid a few inches, according to people who saw the video. In this exhibit, there is a replica of the grand staircase, and people often see a lady in black standing on the staircase. Another worker has claimed to have had many experiences late at night, around 11 p.m. or later, before the exhibit is about to close. He has claimed to have heard his name, heard creepy giggles. He's even had his hair touched and the back of his jacket grabbed. He also claims to have heard music, sometimes orchestra music, like the music that would have been playing around the Titanic during its voyage. Others have seen shadow figures around the steps of the grand staircase, and also heard footsteps when no one was there. Others have also claimed to have a strong feeling of being watched by someone who wasn't there. With all these claims, it definitely seems that the Titanic exhibit is haunted. Which is crazy to think, because Las Vegas barely even existed in 1912 when Titanic sank. But with over 300 artifacts at this exhibit, it definitely seems logical that the spirits of Titanic would be here. There were never any bodies recovered from the bottom of the ocean floor from the wreck of Titanic, because by the time the Titanic was discovered in 1985, there was nothing left. Even the bones were eaten away by sea creatures. All that was left were the shoes and boots of the victims laying on the ocean floor, where a body might have landed after its descent to the bottom of the ocean. Because of this, that may be why the victims of this disaster are still trying to communicate, or still seen, or still heard. They have never been put to rest. They never got their final goodbye. Titanic isn't the only shipwreck that has ever occurred. The deadly North Atlantic has taken many lives over hundreds of years, and sometimes never gives up her secrets. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Fixed Image, saying peace.